Bonjour, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Best Companion channel. This morning, we are going to learn the present simple of verbs in French. We have three groups of verbs in French. Verbs ending in ER. Example, manger, to eat, danser, to dance. Verbs ending in IR. Example, finir, to finish. Vomir, to vomit. And the last group is verbs ending in RE. Example, descendre, to descend. Vendre, to sell. Today, we're going to learn how to conjugate ER verbs. The general principle is that you need a subject plus a stem plus ending. Yeah, I'll explain everything in the lesson. To form the stem of the verb, you need to drop the ending. I mean the ER ending the verb. Example, manger. The ER ending, it sounds A. So when you drop the ER, the remaining word becomes your stem. In our example, the stem is going to sound mange, mange. Then you add the endings to the stem. Now, how do you form the ending according to the subject pronouns? So we need to know the subject pronouns, which I taught you in the auxiliary verb to have and to be in my previous videos. If you haven't learned it, then go to my channel and search for verb to have or to be in French, and you will see how I explained the pronouns. So the pronoun je, which means I, has E as ending. E. Now, the pronoun tu, its ending is ES. Il or elle or on, the ending is E. Now, the pronoun nous, which means we, the ending is ONS. And the pronoun vous has EZ as ending. The last pronouns are the pronoun il with S or elle with S, which have ENT as ending. Now, you need to know something. All the endings are silent except the ending EZ for the pronoun vous, which sounds A. I said A, not is, not S, but what? A. And the ending ONS for the pronoun nous, which sounds on, not ons, but what? On. So that is it. Now that you know the pronouns, let's try to conjugate a verb in present simple in French. I'm going to give you a few verbs. Example, the verb to work is travailler. Travailler, to work. The verb to eat is manger. Manger. The verb to bath is laver. Laver. The verb to speak or to talk is parler. Parler. And to cook or to prepare in French is préparer. Préparer. So the ER at the end of these verbs always sound A. Now let's conjugate the verb to work. The verb to work. You must know the stem. So the verb travailler, if we drop the ER, the remaining word is going to be travail. Travail. So when you want to conjugate it, just write the pronouns. List the pronouns. Je, tu, il, or elle, or on, nous, vous, il with S and elle with S. Then after writing it, you put the stem that you have formed, which is, for example, travail. In our example, you just put the travail from je, tu, up to the last pronoun. You list the travail. After listing them, you now add the ending to the stem. Ending for the pronoun je is I. So you just add your I to the travail. So the sentence will sound je travaille. Je travaille. We said the I is silent, so don't say je travaillais. Don't say je travaillais. Say what? Je travaille. Then for the tu, you add es, which is also silent. It becomes what? Tu travailles. Tu travailles. Je travaille. I work. Tu travailles. You work. Il or elle or on travaille. Like you add the I to the travail. And you know it's always silent. When you add the I is silent. So we are going to say il travaille or elle travaille. He works or she works. On travaille, which means we work or people work or they work. When you come to nous, you add O-N-S as we discussed. It becomes what? Nous travaillons. Nous travaillons. We work. When you come to vous, you add your is it, which sounds A. It becomes what? Vous travaillez. Vous travaillez. Nous travaillons, we work. Vous travaillez, you work. When you come to il with S or elle with S, which means they, you add ENT to travail. And we know that the ENT are silent. So the sentence is going to sound il travaille, which means they work. Elle travaille, they work. So the elle travaille is the female, a lot of female subjects working, and il travaille, a lot of males working. Let's note that there are some verbs which end in GER. Example, manger, manger, to eat. Changer, changer, to change. These verbs, when you are conjugating them in present simple, please, when you reach the pronoun nous, only the pronoun nous, after forming the stem, after removing the ER from the verb, add E before adding the ending ONS. This is for the pronunciation sake, for a better pronunciation sake. So, if you want to say we eat, you add E to the mange before ONS. Then it makes it sound nous mangeons. Nous mangeons. You do the same thing for to change. So it becomes what? Nous changeons. If you don't do that, it's going to sound nous mangeons, which is not French. Or nous changons, which does not sound French. So you have to take note of that. Now let's note some adverbs we can use while talking of the present simple. Often in French is souvent. Souvent. Usually in French is habituellement. Habituellement. You can also say d'habitude. Then every day in French is chaque jour. Chaque jour. Every week in French is chaque semaine. Chaque semaine. Every morning in French is chaque matin. Chaque matin. Every year in French is chaque année. Chaque année. Exemple, je voyage au Canada chaque année. Je voyage au Canada chaque année. I travel to Canada every year. Ma soeur mange le petit déjeuner chaque matin. Ma soeur mange le petit déjeuner chaque matin. My sister eats breakfast every morning. You should note that the verb aller, which means to go, aller, go, ends in er, but it is irregular. If you want me to take you through that verb aller, which is very used by French people, then subscribe to my channel, comment and share.